AMC, baby, they never fail to disappoint. We have some huge information to go over in this video, as well as just get into what is going on with AMC. We have never looked more bullish. My prediction has yet again been correct. We are now seeing the short interest at 20%. We are seeing a lot of reverse gamma squeeze activity going on from the option chain, but that is actually starting to slow down after today's bullish rally that we did see. There's also a lot of other important things that we have to get into in this video, but before we even get into that, take a look at the wall behind me. I just bought this thing. I could not resist myself when I was in Walmart, and I am beyond excited. I don't know if it's leveled out correctly, so maybe you guys can give me some pointers on that. I also have to get some rocket emojis and hopefully maybe get an AMC emoji, something like that across those lines. But let's fucking go AMC, baby. Let's get straight into this video. So AMC did go up 3.25% today, up in after hours 0.3%. So this is a very great sign. The overall markets did rebound a lot today. The Nasdaq closed up over 1%, the S&P at about 1%, and the Dow Jones right at 1%. So we definitely seen a strong rebound. There's a lot of economic things that are going on. Fed Jerome Powell basically said that they are going to start tapering by the next Fed meeting, which is going to be in November. So this gave the green light to the markets for basically the next 2 months to buy up as much stock as their heart desires. The stock market is supposed to be a forward-looking instrument, but investors are only looking 2 months out. But it's pretty much for certain, as long as we don't get any bad or horrible jobs reports or any really bad inflation data until November, that we will start tapering. So it looks like we are probably out of the woods for a market crash or correction for the next 2 months. But that is something that I've been talking about. This could really take in between 3 and 6 months. When people ask me when the short squeeze will happen, when this correction will happen, I have always remained with 3 to 6 months. So that is still my, opinion on the situation, but I don't want to get too lost in that. We'll have plenty of time to go over that whole situation a little bit later on into this video, but over time as well. But back to the technicals, guys, we have seen this rebound. We are obviously at $40.08. So that is a great sign that we are really remaining above this support level at $40. We'll go under this, but we usually close for the past 2 days. We have closed over $40 per share. So that is definitely a huge win in my personal opinion. Depending on what spectrum of ape you are, if you want to see AMC stock just go through the short squeeze as fast as possible, or if you would actually like to see the stock go down in price like I personally do, so we could all acquire more shares, ultimately make a bigger short squeeze, whatever spectrum you're on, I think you could be relatively happy with the move that we did see today. We are only seeing about 52 million for volume though, so we're not seeing that volume coming back into the stock. Overall, this just does lead me to believe there was a little bit less shorting today. So those buys that typically go in for AMC as apes just buy the stock whenever they get paid or whatever, whenever they buy the stock, you're seeing a little bit less shorting. So those regular buyers are just propping the stock up a little bit more. Nothing too crazy happened today, but still a 3% move to the upside is all in all a great thing. Watch to really consolidate in between $40 and $50. I think that's likely where we'll trade at for quite a while until AMC does get some more hype. But what did happen today could give us that hype that we do need to send the stock up higher, closer to $50 yet again. And we will talk about that after we do go through the Ortex data and the stock O tracker data briefly for you guys. So we're looking at, like I said, like I've been estimating, in between 20 and 21% short interest, all the way to as high as 22% short interest. We are now seeing the short interest at 20%. So I do expect this to continuously go higher. Like I said, in between 20 and 22%, really about 21% is my estimate. That is the mean estimate that what I have been predicting on the low end to the high end. So about 21%, that's where we're likely to go. 102.1 million shares that are sold short. That is over double the volume that we did see today, all in shorted shares. That is a good way to really visualize how many shares are actually sold short and what could happen to the price action. but we are also seeing the share utilization that has went down a little, well, actually went up a little bit. It's at 89.55%, still down a lot from where we were just a couple of weeks ago at about 95%. So something to keep on your radar. There is more shares available to be sold short, which, like I've always said on this channel, is a great thing. You want to see more shares available to be sold short because the short interest cannot go up any higher than what the market makers, the hedge funds, institutions, whoever they are, would lend out shares. So you have to see shares available to be lent out to see that short interest going up. And that is the one thing you guys want to see, is the short interest going up. Forget the price action, forget the price of the stock. You want to see that short interest continue to climb. And you are seeing the free flow on loan going up yet again. So I was correct about this data delay, because obviously the past about week we have been selling off, but the free flow on loan has pretty much stayed the same. It didn't move around too much. It had actually went down during some of those sell-offs, but now we're seeing this at 22.16%. That is 2% higher than the short interest percentage of free flow. So all in all, I do think about 1% of the free flow is likely to have been sold short into the markets, bringing us to 21% short interest. So that is what you guys need to know from that. Let's get into the Stock O tracker data, and we are seeing in the money calls obviously going up quite a lot today, now at 25,000. We're seeing out of the money puts going down rapidly, now to about 29,409. So you're seeing a lot of these shorts, or these puts that are being hedged, actually start to unhedge. So the way you hedge puts, I'm sure you guys already know, is sell stock into the open markets. So potentially some market makers might be covering on some of this hedging activity they were doing with the puts. That does not mean the overall short interest. That is just the hedging that they have been doing by shorting the stock into the overall markets. But all in all, it looks like we'll probably close this week out on a bullish note. We only have Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday tend to be very bad days, but considering we are up in after hours still, I like to think Thursday and Friday will be good days this week, since we did see that sell off the whole beginning of this week. So that is in short what is going on with the data of AMC. I do expect a rally the next 2 days. Don't quote me on that. Don't make any trades based off that. I'm not a financial advisor, not a financial planner or your dad. So ultimately that is up to you guys to come to your own conclusions. But the big news that we have to get into is that right here, this tweet 4 hours ago, so fascinating. Dogecoin poll was by far my highest ever read tweet. In 24 hours, 4.2 million views, my most ever retweets, most ever replies, 140,000 votes, 77% said yes, 23% said no. It's clear that you think AMC should accept Dogecoin. Now we need to figure out how to do that. Stay tuned. So they are going to be accepting Dogecoin. They have to figure out how to do this. And the fact that they are already accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin by the end of this year, I think it's going to be relatively easy to also accept Dogecoin. But what is so keen about this? This could actually substantially grow revenue. So I think this is one of the biggest fundamental catalysts that we have got since obviously AMC did start to play NFL matches and the UFC matches. This is probably right up there with catalyst. This may be even bigger. Why do I say that? Because typically Dogecoin holders are not people that usually own Bitcoin and Ethereum. I know if I had all cryptos, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, I had Litecoin, I had Dogecoin. I would rather spend the Dogecoin to go out and do something fun than spend my Bitcoin and Ethereum. And statistically speaking, most people that own Dogecoin are lower income individuals. That is just how it works. And being just lower income, obviously we're not rich or anything. Lower income, you're more likely to spend the coins. Lower income individuals are bigger spenders. Believe that or not, that is just how it works. I don't make the rules here or the statistics. So I do think overall you're going to get a lot more Dogecoin than any other crypto that is actually being used to go to the theaters. So I think this is great news on a fundamental basis. And some people, they may question still if the fundamentals do matter or why they do matter, why I always talk about the fundamentals do matter. Think about it like this. Every fundamental catalyst that does come out, some new innovation they do as a company, think about it like that fundamental valuation or your worst case scenario if AMC never did short squeeze, which we know it's going to. It's a fact. It's right here in front of our faces for the last 9 months. But if it never did, your worst case scenario, say each catalyst, it brings it up $1. So if AMC, let's say, 3 months ago was justifiably worth $20 per share. Well, we have all this new revenue sources and streams of revenue that they are bringing to their business, or potentially, obviously we're not seeing these yet. Think about each one of those brought the value up $1 or $2. Now we're looking at about a $30 justifiable valuation if all of these different innovation streams and potential revenue streams do play out as planned. And that is not too far-fetched. AMC in 2015 traded in the $30 range. So that is very much on the table. And what that does as well, every new innovation catalyst that does come out, like I said, potential future revenue, it really just helps to crush the short thesis on AMC stock. Like I said, the worst case scenario, you would drop down only so far. And that is big when you're talking about hedge funds and institutions. When you are looking at a stock, what is the potential return? What is the potential loss? The hedge funds, institutions, they're going to go off of their potential loss. That is going to be much more important. If AMC is trading at $40, but it's really only worth $5 per share, then your potential loss, they may view as a lot more than your potential gain. But in this case, I think it's becoming more evident that we are going to see this short squeeze. The more the business is doing to recognize potential revenue streams and actually go after these and play on the aggressive side, it's really helping to solidify that case here. AMC is worth your dollars and worth your investment. So I think that's why in a summary, why this is so big for AMC. I think you're going to get a lot of people that actually do spend Dogecoin to go out and do leisurely activities like AMC and go to their theaters. So all in all, this is a huge deal in my personal opinion. But all in all, that is going to conclude this update video on AMC. That is really what you guys need to know for right now, but stay tuned on this channel. We are going to be going over when the shorts will actually be forced to cover, when this correction is likely to happen. My estimates still remain the same of in between 3 and 6 months, but there's been a lot of developments that we do need to go over, so stay tuned for that. That is going to be all for this video. Consider subscribing to the channel if you got some value or some helpful insight into AMC and where we do currently sit. Also, check out the links linked down below in the description. There are 2 links to support the channel with free stock, the link for public and the link for Webull, as well as there is a link for the buy and sell alerts. You guys will be notified in real time every time a trade is bought or sold, whether it's a day trade, swing trade, or long-term investment with stock, options, or crypto. So definitely check that out. Also, the GoFundMe if you guys want to support Madison on her journey back to recovery. Details on that on the GoFundMe page. So that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you in the next one.